So everyone watched Arcane and thought it was just the coolest show in the world, and it was very good, I won't lie. But there was actually a Dota 2 show that came out 8 months before Arcane, so how does it compare overall? Well, it's not nearly as good, to be honest, but that's the short answer. All this is coming from a Dota 2 fan who has played the game for over 650 hours. I have not played League at all. I liked Arcane. I've played tons of Dota 2, and I don't really like Dota Dragon's Blood that much. It's not that good. And let's just get right into it with episode 1, What the Thunder Said. The show starts off with some world setup, grasping desperately at straws, trying to make any sort of sense out of the story. They show off a bunch of the cool, crazy heroes that we all actually really want to see, like Tiny and Pudge and Magnus, but they're too big of chickens to actually use in the story yet. Basically, all this is saying is that there's two warring factions, the Radiant and the Dire, that fought over the world, and then Terrorblade is big and he's evil. Then we get a scene of Davion the Dragon Knight fighting a wyvern or some craziness like that. Wait a second. He looks a little lighter than before. Whatever. And who is this guy who's rambling on in the background constantly? Is it Jaskier?
Quiet! Watch the man work.
The dragon fight continues further in the ground, and Davion is successful with some weird magic weapon that I don't think exists in the game. They find another dragon that's already dead, and holy god, I cannot stand any of these lines of dialogue.
Hatchlings, pups, wee babies.
Bite your face off, boyo. Crazy wormlings, crazy hatchlings. I'm sure it's fine.
They find a big hole where a big monster supposedly lives, and they just go running away because supposedly it's just too big and scary for them. And the big King Dune is super not amped about it, and he basically goes and calls Dragon Knight a little bitch. Wow, this show is trying way too hard to be like The Witcher. Davion talks to some random child he's never seen before on the street and tries to recruit him into the Dragon Knights, and the kid's just fine with it. Leave him alone. You're not a Witcher. He's 5 years old, and his dad just died 5 seconds ago. Leave him alone.
Your father was a militiaman.
Yes, sir.
He was a brave son of a bitch. You look like you're a brave son of a bitch, too. Like him. When you're of age, when you're ready, take yours to Dragonhold. They'll know what it means.
I'll slay monsters too someday. Just like father.
Jaskier tells the story of the fight while Davion is sitting there listening intently with some freak creature behind him. This lady feels Jaskier's nipple and moans. Hey look, it's Marana. She wants a drink and the barkeeper gives her some shitty beer instead with some really strange dialogue.
Wet, sour, and sharp enough to cut the head off a hellbear. Smells like mum.
Davion gets her shitty beers for free because he's so cool and amazing and the best, and everyone loves him. Then the king comes over to Davion and Marana and basically calls him a bitch right to his face.
Tell her all about it. Tell her how you bravely ran away.
Hey look, it's Marcy. Marana and Marcy talk to some dork in a hood talking about the MacGuffins that they have to collect for the story. Marana tries to offer him an item for the exchange of information, and he says some more questionable dialogue.
Sorry, not interested. Human women are pleasantly soft, but too easy to come by.
This random drunkard also says some amazingly questionable lines 5 seconds later.
Ah, my future ex-wife. And my other future ex-wife. Snogging my future ex-wife, are we?
What is this? I absolutely love this man's face of shock, though. A bar fight starts and Davion saves the day because he's so cool and awesome. And then they basically stroke Davion's dick talking about how awesome he is compared to everyone else because he's so cool and awesome.
Most men would have joined it.
I'm not most men.
I'm not like other girls.
The king gets drunk as a skunk and gets taken over by big evil Terrorblade. Why is Terrorblade the big bad? Nobody plays him. Nobody likes him. Nobody even talks about Terrorblade as far as I know. Shouldn't it be somebody like Doom or like Shadow Demon? I don't know. Davion wakes up after a hot night of sex and the sexy lady wants to have more sex with him because Davion is so cool and awesome and the best. She doesn't even care that he doesn't like her at all or don't even know her name.
You don't even know my name, do you? It's alright. I know yours. Davion.
Jaskier breaks in and tells Davion about the king. Hey look, a town portal scroll. This is basically the last time we'll see Jaskier for the entire season, so I can't be too upset about that. Davion enters the cave where the king, aka Terrorblade, just killed that big bad dragon from earlier that they were too big of bitches to fight. We learn about Davion's parents being killed when he was just a kid like every other protagonist in the world. Then Slyrak the dragon comes out and has the absolute worst CGI in the world. It looks just like that dude from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Slyrak kills the king, and then Terrorblade takes over the dragon's husk somehow. An epic dragon battle ensues, and Slyrak says yet another really questionable line.
I smell your fear. Only my hate.
Who writes this? Davion kills the big bad dragon by stabbing it in the glowing weak point like a video game, and Slyrak comically coughs up blood like he's All Might 2 seconds later.
Lost.
Slyrak basically asks for Davion to kill him, and Davion obliges, going for a mercy kill, and then Slyrak just kills the shit out of him. Their blood ends up touching with both of them dying. Honestly, that was a pretty cool scene. Then Mirana and Marcy find Davion randomly in the forest, and he's butt naked. I really don't know how they found him, but whatever. They go to help him and cover him with clothes and whatever. Marcy is actually the best character in the entire show because she doesn't say anything, so she can't sound dumb like every other character in the show.
You will not be happy when you awaken Davion the Dragon Knight. But you'll live.
How does Mirana know that he's gonna live? He is covered in blood. She doesn't even know where it's from, and he looks like a corpse already. And that leads us to the end of episode 1. So, if you enjoyed, please like and comment and subscribe. And I will see you in the next episode. See you later.